Oh my god! Fucking hell!
Stop.
In February of 2023, a YouTuber named Flex uploaded a disturbing video titled "Solo Overnight Camping in Deserted Farm" to his channel, The Flex Tapes. His channel focuses on urban exploration and wild camping adventures, often in abandoned or remote locations across the UK. In this particular video, Flex decides to return to an abandoned farmhouse he had previously visited for a paranormal investigation. What makes this exploration particularly unsettling is that he chooses to spend the night there completely alone. The farmhouse, once owned by a poet, sits isolated in the middle of nowhere, surrounded only by empty fields and the occasional distant building. Flex begins his journey in the late afternoon, around 4:30 p.m., making his way across several fields to reach the abandoned farmhouse.
Me and Dan came to this, I think it was last year, and we did some paranormal stuff in there. Now, there was quite good responses. So basically what I've decided to do is, I'm fairly used to this place now. I'm used to where I am, happy with my surroundings. But I'm going to go back and I'm going to spend the night there on my own. It should be fine. I've been there at night before. I mean, it should be fine. Yeah, join me in a second.
As he approaches, the dilapidated stone structure comes into view, standing eerily against the darkening sky. Upon entering the house, Flex finds it largely unchanged, a decaying time capsule of rural life. The interior is in an advanced state of deterioration, with peeling wallpaper, collapsed ceilings, and debris scattered across every room. Despite the decay, remnants of the home's former life remain eerily intact.
But yeah, it's just a really, really old farmhouse. There's not really a lot in here. But the reason I want to do this is because of what we found last time paranormal wise, and it was a bit strange. So there's a bed upstairs in one of the bedrooms if I remember rightly, so we're going to go and have a look. Don't know if you can tell, but I'm not feeling good about this. Yeah, so we're upstairs and not a lot has changed. This bed is ruined, this isn't the bed I'm going to sleep in. I just love this. I love how that's still there, and the curtains. I just love that, and just thinking about, you know, when was that last used? Who was the last person to look in that mirror? Right, so the bed it's not the best, but I've got a sleeping bag. This room is probably the best.
Upstairs, Flex finds the bedroom where he plans to spend the night. The room contains a metal-framed bed with a stained, filthy mattress. Despite the decaying condition, he sets up his sleeping bag on top, determined to complete his overnight challenge.
Oh man, this is mental. I haven't heard anything, so I think I'm far enough away from everything. There's no cars, there should be no farms, should be no people. I should be fine. Yeah, it's the wind. So I don't know if you can hear that. It is really windy outside. Thankfully, I've got the only room with a working window. What's that noise? I think paranoia. When I get quiet, I go quiet. Like you start to hear things, and I think it's like the paranoia, the wonder of being on my own, and like every little noise is like, damn, what's that? Like, what is that? You know what I mean? So what I was saying before, I need to keep talking, I need to keep busy, I need to keep occupied.
As night falls completely, Flex returns to his chosen bedroom and prepares for sleep, setting up a night vision camera to record while he rests. The wind howls outside, creating an eerie soundtrack to his stay. After several hours of restless sleep, Flex is suddenly awakened by what appears to be flashlight beams. Then, suddenly, something disturbing happens that changes everything. Flex freezes, terrified as he spots what appears to be someone approaching, moving through the house. He remains perfectly still, afraid to make any noise that might alert the intruder to his presence. After several tense minutes of waiting, Flex decides he needs to escape. He slowly begins packing his gear, and after the intruder appears to leave, he makes his escape. Moving as quietly as possible in the dark, decaying house, he navigates down the stairs and through the debris-filled rooms before finally making it out into the night.
Right, so luckily I had no lights on, so that won't given away that anyone was in there. Maybe innocently just a farmer checking the place out, I don't know.
Flex never discovers who entered the farmhouse that night, leaving viewers to wonder about the strange encounter in this deserted farm.
I'm nearly back at the road. Look at this, I don't know if you can see the eyes. Yeah, the eyes of the sheep. It's like Silence of the Lambs.
This right here is Colin, who in October of 2023 uploaded a chilling video titled "Explore an Abandoned Hospital at Night" to his channel, The Bearded Explorers. His channel typically focuses on exploring abandoned and derelict locations throughout the UK. This time, Colin decided to explore an abandoned hospital known as the Royal Hospital Haslar in England. Built in 1753, this building served as Britain's first naval hospital and was once both the largest hospital and brick-built building in England. After 256 years of operation, it finally closed its doors in 2009, becoming the last military hospital in the country to shut down. But according to local legends and numerous reports from former staff, not all of its occupants have left. The hospital is rumored to be home to several spirits, including a nurse who committed suicide, a little girl who died in a fire, and numerous patients who met unfortunate ends within its walls. Colin begins his exploration by sneaking into the hospital through the basement, explaining that security has become increasingly vigilant about trespassers. Making his way to the main entrance, he points out the historical significance of the building, noting the train tracks still visible on the floor that once transported injured sailors from the docks.
Trains, carriages, I don't know. On here, if they could be treated, they would be taken into the wards, and if they couldn't, they would go straight down to the church and get buried. And there is a mass grave out there. 10,000 people buried in that area. Absolutely mind-blowing. Oh, this is so creepy. Oh, there's a bat. A little bat flying around. It's eerily quiet in here. Like, you could hear a pin drop. Literally. There's no wind out there today. Okay, let's go.
But this peaceful, if unsettling, exploration is about to take a disturbing turn. Just 5 minutes into his journey through the hospital, Colin experiences the first of many unexplained events that will occur throughout the night.
I can't help but feel that there's somebody walking right behind me. It's really, really creepy. And what we're going to do, we're going to walk through this area and we're going to go into the gymnasium, which is up here on the left. And we're going to have a look in there first, and then we're going to go upstairs and check out all the MRI scanners. Okay, that was weird. That door has just closed. But there is absolutely no wind in here whatsoever. What the hell was that? Okay, that was really, really creepy. Okay, I'm going to get out of this area because that was actually really scary. I don't know what that was.
Despite being visibly shaken by the unexplained door movement, Colin continues his exploration, making his way to the famous spiral staircase, one of his favorite parts of the hospital. Here, he shares some of the tragic story.
And like I said before, there is a very sad story to a nurse who actually committed suicide here. Her name was Mary. And after the death of a child that she was caring for, and she jumped from the top and sadly passed away here.
After exploring the staircase, Colin enters a room with a red chair and floral curtains. He notices something strange about the curtains. They're moving despite there being no wind or open windows.
That's really bizarre because there's not even a window open here. Why is that curtain moving? Okay, I'll not think about it too much. Because like I said, I am here on my own.
Trying to maintain his composure, Colin continues to the basement of the hospital. As he explores the basement areas, Colin suddenly freezes as he hears an unexplained noise.
Let's go down this way. The fuck was that? Must have been a pigeon. Oh yeah, probably was coming through that window. There's no wind today, but it is really, really raining hard out there now. Oh, there's always a creepy chair in the basement. Why?
As Colin continues to explore deeper into the basement, he shows a particularly gruesome discovery, a preserved liver in a clear container, allegedly a remnant from the hospital's former medical museum. But moments later, the noise returns, more distinct this time, causing Colin to quickly leave the area. As he makes his way back upstairs to the scanning rooms, Colin experiences something that visibly frightens him.
Still crazy to think that all of this stuff is in here, all the paperwork. Oh my God, what the hell was that? It felt like I bumped into someone, but there's no one there. Whoa, okay, freak out. Whew, okay. It felt like I bumped into someone, but there's nobody there. So I feel like I want to check every room now just to make sure there's no one in here, because that was really weird. Hello? Okay. That was weird. God, why do I do this to myself? Supporting the rhino. That sounded like footsteps. That really sounded like footsteps. Like that, what I'm doing now, that's exactly what I just heard. I'm sure I just heard that. Is it that one? Yes. What the fuck was that? Okay. That was weird. That was really, really, really weird.
The psychological toll of these recurring footsteps is evident as Colin begins checking every room. The weight of being alone in this massive abandoned hospital, potentially with something or someone unseen, is clearly consume him. After investigating and finding no source, he presses on. But the most chilling moment of Colin's exploration occurs when he reaches a particular hallway, the same one where he previously captured what appeared to be the image of a little girl in photographs.
Basically what happened is, and I said it in my last video, I was taking some pictures about here of me standing there with a GoPro on my head looking towards the camera this way. You could quite distinctively see what looks like a little girl stood around about here, like there somewhere. If you look closely, it almost looks like she's turned around and she's turned her head looking towards me. Now those pictures have not been messed around with. That is pure as you can get, and I know that's real for 100% fact. That is real. It might be shadows, I don't know, but it looks too much like a little girl to me. Right, I think this is the way out here. Right, I don't know if you heard that then, but that fucking sounded like... Hello? This is absolute bullshit. There is no way I just fucking heard that. I'm sorry I'm swearing, guys, but I do swear when I get scared.
What happens next is perhaps the most terrifying moment of the entire Colin's exploration.
Oh, fucking hell. Fucking hell, it sounded like a little girl. I don't know what it was, I don't know. It sounded like a little girl. Oh, fuck! Oh, fuck! Fuck! Oh, fuck! What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? There's no way that has just happened. There is no way that is... Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. What the hell? What the hell? Right, you've just seen that with your own eyes. I have not touched that. There is nobody else here. What the fuck was that? How the hell did that happen? Okay, that was really, really scary. I didn't like that.
As Colin enters a room, the door behind him is clearly open. But within seconds of him stepping inside, the door violently slams shut on its own with tremendous force, as if pushed by an unseen entity. Visibly terrified, Colin immediately rushes out of the room, only to encounter yet another door moving on its own. The paranormal activity escalates further when an object suddenly crashes to the floor, though the source remains invisible to both Colin and the camera. These rapid-fire supernatural occurrences leave Colin in a state of absolute panic, frantically questioning what he's witnessing while desperately trying to make sense of the inexplicable events around him. Thoroughly terrified by this point, Colin decides it's time to leave the hospital. But as he makes his way toward the exit, that's when he encounters something that sent him running out of the building.
But now, it is completely stripped. Every single room is just gone. Oh, I think that's a dead end up. Is that a dead end? No, that's a dead end up there. We go... Fuck that! What the fuck was that? What the fuck? Hang on. Whoa, 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 whoa. What the fuck is going on? It sounds like loads of people fucking running. What the fuck is going on? There's no way that just happened. There's no way. There is fucking no way that just happened. There's no one fucking in there. There's no way anyone could have been in there. Okay, I am fucking getting out of here. Fuck that. I'm gone. Oh God. I'm going.
Did you notice it? If not, here's what actually happened. As Colin investigates another area of the hospital, he spots a cupboard with its door completely shut. He briefly looks away, and just seconds later, the door is now mysteriously open, though no one else is present to have opened it. This inexplicable change sends Colin into immediate panic, causing him to flee the area in terror. However, driven by a mix of fear and curiosity, he cautiously returns to investigate the phenomenon further, only to discover that the cupboard door has inexplicably closed itself again, returning to its original position exactly as he had first seen it. This rapid, unexplained movement of objects without human intervention, combined with the strange sounds of what Colin describes as people fighting, becomes the final supernatural encounter that convinces him to abandon his exploration entirely. Colin finally makes it back safely to his car, visibly shaken and emotional from his experience inside this abandoned hospital. Whether Colin encountered these spirits or something else entirely remains a mystery, but one thing is certain. His solo nighttime exploration of this abandoned hospital resulted in unexplained phenomena that left him terrified and vowing never to return. As the Royal Hospital Haslar slowly deteriorates, awaiting potential redevelopment, it continues to stand as a silent witness to centuries of suffering, healing, and perhaps the lingering presence of those who never left. In April of 2021, two Canadian YouTubers named Jordan and Johnny uploaded a chilling video titled Paranormal Activity at Sinister Farm to their channel Paranormies. Their channel is known for exploring haunted locations around the world. In this particular video, Jordan and Johnny investigate an abandoned farmhouse in a remote part of Steinbach, Canada. According to them, a couple from their area had messaged them about this creepy house. Built after World War II, the farm has been linked with numerous paranormal activities over the years. The history of this location is particularly disturbing. Locals claim the original farmer would leave every night and return in the morning. Tragically, one day he left and never returned. Over the past 80 years, multiple farmers have owned the property, but none remained longer than 2 years. The couple who contacted our explorers reported a terrifying experience while staying in the top-floor bedroom. They heard distinct voices, and when they looked toward the window, they saw someone peeking in at them, despite being on the second floor. This impossible sighting led them to abandon the farm immediately and reach out to Jordan and Johnny to investigate. The duo arrived at the farm in the middle of the night. They began by exploring the surrounding area, searching for an entrance to the farmhouse. And then, this happens.
So it's got to be that window?
It'd be that window, barn. Shine the light back here. Yo, Johnny.
What?
Yeah, there's a barn back there. Oh, I can't really see it on my camera. So yeah, it would have been that window. She saw the figure creeping in.
If you look closely at the footage captured during this moment, a hand can briefly be seen reaching out from the second-floor window before quickly pulling back inside. This chilling detail, captured on camera but completely missed by the investigators, confirms that something was indeed present in the very window where the couple had reported seeing a face peering in at them years before. Unaware of what their camera had captured, the duo continue their exploration. After finding the main entrance dead-bolted and broken, they're forced to climb through a window to access the house. Inside, they begin setting up their equipment.
Is anybody in here? It's a yep?
Is that you who made that noise? Can you use the necrophonic? Say yes.
Man, that freaked me out.
There was yes, I just heard it.
Yes?
There was a yes. Who are you?
Demon? That's a clear demon.
Yeah, I heard that too.
After this short session with necrophonic device, they went upstairs to investigate further, but they didn't notice the hand or any other sign of paranormal activity. Then, the duo decided to go back down.
What?
I heard something footsteps.
There it is.
That's definitely a knock.
Can you knock again if that was you? There it is. I'm gonna go check. Hang on. Oh man, it's so freaky. Nothing.
After hearing the mysterious knocks, the investigators searched the house but found nothing that could explain the sounds. Determined to communicate with whatever presence might be there, they decided to conduct a sensory deprivation test. With Jordan sitting in a small bathroom while Johnny asks questions to whatever entity might be present. During this time, something chilling happens.
Is there something that we can...
Why are you here?
We're here just to talk to you.
Johnny.
Did you hear that? What was that?
I heard something.
It was this light bulb, dude.
A light bulb.
Look. Oh my God.
That wasn't already there?
No. Was that you that did that? Go back in, go back in. I want to see if we can get something off this. Are you the one that knocked that light bulb down?
Ha ha ha.
Is this a joke to you?
Me. Window. Ha ha ha.
Jordan.
Huh.
I feel like there's something like pulling on my shirt. It keeps pulling on my shirt.
Dude, that's fucked up.
Shortly after, they hear a loud crash. Investigating, they discover a light bulb has mysteriously fallen on its own. Unable to find a logical explanation, they decided to try another method of communication: table tipping. They placed a table in the middle of the room and began asking questions, hoping to establish contact with whatever entity might be present. And that's when things take a terrifying turn.
Okay, here, take this camera. And I'll grab this camera. And then... Stop, stop, stop. Whoa. Jordan.
Dude, what was that?
Before they can even begin the experiment properly, the table violently flips over on its own. What makes this encounter even more disturbing is that just moments before the table moved, the sound of footsteps could be heard running down the stairs.
Stop. Jordan.
The timing of the footsteps suggests that whatever came down those stairs was responsible for the violent movement of the table. Retreating upstairs for safety, they continued to hear unexplained noises throughout the house, objects seemingly being knocked off counters and dragged across floors. Despite their fear, they decide to continue their investigation using an SLS camera, which maps figures similar to how an Xbox Kinect works. What they capture next is truly disturbing.
Oh, whoa, look. Something in the window.
There's something in the window?
Right where the table flipped. 2, there was another one. If that's you, can you make a noise? And it doesn't make sense why this would be pulling something from the window. If anything, it would go on the window frame, not in the middle of the window. And now it's gone by the window. So why is that? Can you let us know where you are by making a noise? Oh, right for a second, right by the window where she saw that thing?
Yeah, you saw it?
Yeah. Oh my God. It's sitting right where, kind of how we were sitting before, right against the wall. Look at this.
At one point, the camera detects a stick figure-like entity by the second-floor window. This detail is particularly alarming given that this is the same window where the couple had reported seeing a face and where the mysterious hand had reached out earlier during their investigation. After this bizarre encounter, they decide to leave the house and investigate the barn, where they experience more unexplained phenomena. But what happened next was far more violent than they could have anticipated.
Can you tell us if necrophonic is real? And if it is, we want to know, did you flip that table?
As the explorers watched in disbelief, a bottle was thrown across the barn, followed by a box that was flung with considerable force. They immediately investigated but found nothing that could have caused these objects to move so violently. After this final frightening encounter, Jordan and Johnny had seen enough. They ended their investigation and fled the property. What's particularly chilling about this investigation is the progression of events. The entity seemed to increase the intensity of its manifestations when the explorers refused to leave. First came the strange noises and bangs, which startled them but didn't drive them away. Then the violent table movement, which frightened them but still didn't make them leave the property. Finally, the thrown objects in the barn became the last straw. The hand reaching from the window adds another disturbing layer to this investigation. It confirms the couple's story about seeing someone peeking in at them from an impossible height. Whether what Jordan and Johnny encountered that night was truly paranormal or an elaborate hoax remains unverified. The footage is compelling, but as with all paranormal investigations, definitive proof remains elusive. The question remains, what would you do if you encountered such phenomena? Would you flee at the first sign of the paranormal? Or would you, like Jordan and Johnny, stay long enough to witness something truly sinister? This right here are two YouTubers named Chris and Meg, who in March of 2022 uploaded a video titled, "We Never Expected This to Happen," on their channel, Back in Time MC. Their channels specialize in exploring abandoned properties across the UK. On this particular day, they set out to explore what appeared to be an abandoned farmhouse. From the outside, the property showed all the telltale signs of abandonment: deteriorating walls, broken windows, and an overall state of disrepair that suggested no one had lived there for years. Little did they know their routine exploration would lead to one of the most shocking discoveries in urban exploration.
Obviously some birds have managed to get in here. And you'll see that it's all starting to peel. God, it does stink in here. Doesn't look like there's much in this one. There are still clothes in here though. As you'll see that. Look on top of it here. Looks like it's got shotgun shells. Crazy. I think probably the most impressive thing I like is that bed. That's still made up. Sort of secret stairs part down there. Wow, this is just full of clothes. Yeah. What I love in this room is that. Oh, wow. That is an old photo. Oh my God, this one's a bit different.
As they continued exploring, they discovered more concerning details. Shotgun shells on a dresser, clothes still hanging in closets, and family photographs on the walls. Despite these personal items, the extreme state of decay, with wallpaper peeling off in sheets and dead birds throughout the house, convinced them the property had been long abandoned. After exploring several rooms, Chris and Meg entered what appeared to be a bedroom with brown sheets and a walker positioned nearby. The presence of the walker suggested an elderly person might have once lived there, but the overall condition of the house made it seem impossible that anyone could still be residing there. And that's when Chris and Meg discover something truly heartbreaking.
And wow. What an absolute beauty this place is. Try to get the light a bit better on there, but look at that bed. So they've still got the old bag. That's what the old people use these days, don't they? Get all their shopping in. Loving that wardrobe.
I'll just squeeze in front of you. Can I help you?
Oh my God! Fucking hell! Oh you're alive!
You are?
Fucking hell, man!
You live in here. You can't live in here. Yeah?
No!
What do you mean you can't?
We thought it was abandoned. We thought it was abandoned.
You can't live in here. Yeah.
Holy shit! Are you okay? We thought.
How did you get in?
There's a window that's open downstairs.
Window open? Yeah.
Yeah.
Open window.
Oh no.
How do you live in here? Is there no way you can go and look at it? Do you not think it's a bit? Yeah, it is. Yeah. Have you not got family? No.
Oh God, I'm sorry. We didn't realise, because of all the cobwebs and all the decay, we just assumed that it was abandoned.
Yeah. How do you eat food? Yeah. Do you eat food? Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
Did you not hear us in the other room?
No, which room were we in?
We're just having a look around.
Yeah. Have you got clean clothes and everything? Oh yeah. You have? Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah. So sorry we didn't
What's your name anyway?
Again.
Jane. Jane.
Well, sorry, Joe. I didn't realise anybody was living here. No. Or did I frighten you when you thought, why are people in here?
Yeah, I heard voices and I thought actually somebody were mending windows or something.
Oh, no.
I thought I was dreaming for a minute. Is there anything that we can get you? Like anything?
Do you need anything?
What happened was I came here to help somebody, and this is only for a week I'm coming. Yeah. And that was 1993.
Wow, so you've been here nearly 30 years.
Yeah.
After the initial shock, Chris and Meg's concern for Jane's welfare became evident. They offered to fix the broken window they had entered through and asked if she needed any supplies or assistance. Despite the horrific living conditions, Jane insisted she had food, clothes, and access to basic necessities. Before leaving, Chris and Meg promised to return with supplies. Their follow-up research revealed that adult social services knew about Jane, and she reportedly had a husband who checked on her regularly. Despite others' efforts to help, Jane apparently chose to live in these conditions, raising troubling questions about mental health support, elder care, and the invisible lives that exist on the margins of our society.